Today, we're gonna explore the rise and the impact of gangs in Trinidad, and we're gonna go into some of the socioeconomic factors contributing to their formation. I hope you guys understand what I just said. Hope you guys are not fully done.
We pledge ourselves
Others lose
to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty.
Man, I move like Taliban and a ISIS. At the end of the day, I feel all of my dogs in the streets. And the road is a lunchtime. I go so hard on the lane and the main feel the pain and the tough time. All look they a work goes on the tear and the other face tough. If you a giant, them you rough time. Simple thing to life is a delicate subject and a predicate. Badness does elevate, fuck a lot of delegate. Mama send about the fret, youths now waste your intellect. Mistake which I correct, live life with no regret. The lockdown of success will feature. With yellows man a star and clean.
Good day, my wonderful friends. It's me again, the great, one more great countryman. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and click on another video. Country girl, that's all I'm gonna say. Over the years, you know, Trinidad has gotten really bad with gangs. So I wanted to kind of explore and get into the impact of what gang has done to Trinidad. Now, let's get into like the historical background of these gangs, and let's try and trace their revolution back. The grandfather of gangs in Trinidad is this man right here by the name of Dole Chadi. He ran a notorious cocaine and gang operation, and it was one of the most, if not the most scandalous drug dealer crime situation, where he ended up getting arrested and sentenced to hang, and he was hung in jail, in prison. And I guess some of his henchmen, men that were with him, became government informer, and I think the US was a part of the whole scenario going down there. It was a really in Trinidad, like they would say, stink and dirty situation. Now, as we move along, now after Dole Chadi, you had a wave of other gangsters that came up. But then what happened? You had the Muslim uprising, and then after the Muslim uprising, that was a pivotal part in Trinidad gang transformation. After the Muslim uprising, pretty much the system was set into Muslim versus Rasta city. So it was Muslim versus Rasta city. Along that way, you had many other gangsters pop up, like these guys right here. So along the way, you had a sort of Muslim versus Rasta city. You had guys like Fresh, Kodjo, Bambi, amongst other person that was all mixed up, either Rasta city or Muslim. You have the big guy who died from COVID. All of them was kinda mixed up, so they drew a line. Now, before Rasta city, everybody was saying Muslim, and just like I said, the same old story, they break up and now it's Rasta City versus Muslim. Now, after Bambi, all them other older gangsters get killed, because let me explain something to you guys. Most of the gangster them, including a guy by the name of Bambi, he died he was filming the Karma movie with Louis Rankin. He died along with another Jamaican guy. Kojo died, Bambi dead, and the list goes on and on. Now, along the way, there were other guys in the background, which leads to a phenomenon shift. So now, the Muslim them say, listen, some of the guys them say, we're no longer saying Muslim, we are saying Rasta City. And then Rasta City, they kinda self-implode. What implosion means? Implosion means an explosion from the inside. So now, Rasta City, fast forward, Rasta City kinda implode. And then you had guys like these. Now, remember, you have guys like these, but I'm giving just a basic synopsis of some of the guys, because you have a lot more gangsters and a lot more things going on. But I'm just showing a couple of the major players that we are familiar with. Now you have Shato, Sonman, Akinidole. Shato is still alive in prison and for killing Sonman. Sonman get killed with his wife, and Dole end up get killed by police. Them say Dole was the one who did Sonman. So these were the other set of gangsters that emerged from the Rasta City Muslim and all that dynamics. A very complex dynamics to understand. Okay? Now, as we move forward and come up into the 2018 and into the 2015 and stuff like that, now you had guys like these appearing as the major player in the gang thing in Trinidad. So all along, Kojo dead, Fresh, Bandi, Sukiaran, Akinidole, Sonman, and Bambi, the list goes on and on. Then a new set of gangsters arise. Now, them new set of gangsters came out of Rasta City. They were all one. Things happened and the gang dynamics changed. And when the gang dynamics changed, they introduced a new thing, and that take the gang thing to the next level. Now, one of the big influencer of this change is this man right here. Squash had a big influence. He had the 6 musical gang thing going from Montego Bay, Jamaica, and he dominated Trinidad. The Rasta City gang, they split up because they had some weird dynamics. So some of the some of the gang members in the Rasta City Muslim gang became 6, and some of them became 7 because of the heavily influential Squash and the 6 gang from out of Jamaica. With that said, that's when the gang violence started to escalate. Rebel 6 died, we all know that, and after that it was just like an explosion of killings, and that started the numbers gang system in Trinidad. Now, according to what I heard, you have all sorts of different number situation going on. But the main two gang that has the wickedest war in Trinidad to this day in Port of Spain is the 6 and the 7 gang. Now, Trinidad is a very unique phenomenon because after the 6 and 7 thing, the 6 gang coming from Jamaica, the music system changed, and then a lot of the youths them who was underprivileged and poor, didn't go to school, started gravitating to the music, and a lot of them aligned with different sides and became music reggae artists and started doing a genre of dancehall called Trinidad. And a lot of the gang members, some of the dons, Prezi, 6 Dan, they align themselves as major producers, and they also major gang members that dabble in extortion, drug dealing, whatever it takes. But the gang and the music thing in Trinidad from that day on run hand in hand, and obviously these drug dealers, they use it to wash their money. Now, the Trinidad, like I said, it's very unique because Trinidad is not a poor country, and Trinidad have lots of resources and lots of programs for these young men to, advance themselves in terms of education or whatnot. But it has become a dangerous turn of tide in terms of the killing and the gang. I mean, the news speaks for itself. You have guys like Sunday. You understand? He's one of the major players in the gang world, and he works underneath the 7. You have 6 Dan. You understand? Then you had the music thing with Prince Swanee that jumped from the 7 to the 6. You understand? And now Swanee has jumped out of Trinidad seeking refugee status. I'm gonna shed a little bit of light for those of you who don't know. Now you have 2 major gangs, and in front of you you have Prezi, that's the 7th gang leader, and then you have 6 Dan. Now these guys, they're, like I said earlier, they're record producers, but they also have men underneath them. Like Prezi, one of his henchmen is his cousin. His cousin goes by the name of Sunday. I call him Trinidad Zeeks. Now you have each gang of them territory. Like Prezi on Sunday, they are over on the Beatam side. Okay, and then 6 Dan, his side is down by St. Paul and right by the police station. So each gang, have their geographical territory, and they have their way of looking out and their own security. Now, to be frank, because this kind of coincides in what I'm speaking about, the 7 gang, they're very preemptive You see they kill Wakodan in a most vicious assault, and after that there's many other guys died, you understand, from that side. Now, like I said, what do these gangs do? Most of these gangs, they're into hustling. And then you have other major players, people like West Bank, who front as a music producer, but they're also big in the drug game, and they come and they fund these local dons like Prezi, Six Dan, Sunday, and like I say, they infuse the drugs money into the music business. And that's one reason why the Trinidad scene was able to move so fast and was able to pick up speed, because a tremendous amount of money is being pumped into these organizations. Now, what is the government response to these young members? The government they have anti-gang task force. They say they have this in place. They use the army and the police to police these gangs. But to me, it's making no difference. The killing is rising. Every time you think we can't hit a low, Trinidad comes with a new low. Now, the impact on the community is tremendous, because recently school kids got killed by alleged the 7 gang member, and the big time police Alexander, he's right here in this picture. The impact on the community is devastating. They tried a couple different peace deal and negotiation, nothing worked. If on the day of the peace deal, that's when they killed Rebel 6. Okay, so the rehabilitation efforts by the government is very small and few and in between. To me, the government let the gang members them kill off each other until they get tired of the gang member and the dance. That's when they go in and kill them. What is the conclusion? The conclusion, you see all the stories. Like I said, I mentioned Wakodan, you have Brad 6. I mean, there is so many different young men who lost their lives in this numbers gang. You can definitely see that there was a change coming in Trinidad. You can see that it's a dog eat dog world. You can see that in order to fix Trinidad, they're gonna have to do some serious social re-engineering. The youths them of Trinidad, they're smarter. They know technology. They know about money, and they're going all out for the kill. So, in my conclusion, Trinidad, in order to change, they're gonna have to come out of the box and, I don't know, go into a mode like El Salvador, or they can take a different approach where there is peace deal between gangs and government funded, but then that can lead to corruption. Trinidad have a very serious problem. Now, before I go, there is an issue that I would like to talk about when it comes to Trinidad also. And I was watching a 4-part video documentary by I think CNC TV in Trinidad, and it was about the prison system. And I was totally shocked and in total disbelief. I was actually speechless that you have young men and old men in Trinidad who have been in jail awaiting time to go to court for a case for like 15, 18 years, 12 years, 10 years. And it's no one person, it's hundreds and hundreds of cases like this right throughout the Trinidad judiciary. The system, if they don't fix these kind of abuse, it's really gonna be hard for them to fix the underlying problems. Now, you could get arrested in Trinidad and you could never go to court for the next 5-6 years, and you're still behind bars. And it can be a simple case of drunk driving. And that's how Trinidad is. And that right there raised the hair at the back of my neck. And I'm like, what is the legislators and these people, MPs, are doing to correct that great injustice? And like I said, until they fix stuff like that in Trinidad, there's gonna always be a serious breakdown in the system. I hope I was able to explain this. Like I say, I didn't go in great detail, but I touched on it and streamlined it to give people a basic understanding of the dynamics in Trinidad. And that's how Trinidad is. And that's unveiling the dynamics of the gangs in Trinidad today. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's all numbers. Listen, my name is Countryman. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and please leave a comment. I'm out.